Osteoporosis, a silent thief. Is it robbing you? Tonight on CTV News, we have a special on osteoporosis. We're going to go live with reporter Megan, who's talking with Dr. Doherty, a specialist about osteoporosis. To you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. Alright, we're here with Dr. Doherty to talk about the risks and causes of osteoporosis. So, Dr. Doherty, tell us about osteoporosis. Yes, hi, I'm Dr. Doherty of Harvard Medical School. Well, I'll give a little introduction about osteoporosis in case you don't really know what it's about. It's a chronic disease of your bones. They become really weak and become like porous, like little holes. Well, actually, your bones already have kind of holes, keep them nice and light. But then, when you get osteoporosis, your bone mass, it slowly deteriorates and the holes become bigger and bigger and bigger. So you got like that Nestle Aero chocolate bar, like you break in half, it's got all those little bubbles in your mouth. Yum, I know, they're pretty delicious. So you take that and you breathe on it, you go, and it gets all warm and gooey and those holes get even bigger. Yeah, that's what osteoporosis is. But in your bones, they get all weak and you get all shaky because you can't hold yourself up. Not too great. Kind of sucks. So, osteoporosis, there isn't really an understanding of the cause for it, but there are quite a few risk factors. For example, there is genetics. Now that's one thing that, you can't really do much about. If your mama's got osteoporosis, there's a greater chance you getting osteoporosis. So you want to delay that as long as possible. You don't want those little bones breaking out, do you? No, I didn't think so. Another thing, smoking. If you're one of those smokers, I would stop, because that ain't good for you. Alcoholic beverages. Yes, they are delicious, but again, not good for your bones. Also, when you're just that little young, cute little child, with little chub cheeks, you better be drinking your milk, getting all that calcium and your vitamin D, because you need those strong bones. You need to build them up when you're a child. Because after the age of 30, your bones, they start losing their mass. So build them up! Are you a woman? Well, that sucks, because that's another risk factor for osteoporosis. 1 in 8 men have osteoporosis, and 1 in 4 women have osteoporosis. So that's like a major difference. Way would rather be a man than a woman for that, Yeah. So the reason for this is because women have little bitty bones, and men got, they're quite a bit bigger. On average, let me say that. Also, African Americans, they've got some bigger bones than us Caucasians. And those Asians, they got little bitty bones too, so they're part of the group of those who get osteoporosis more, Well, Dr. Doherty, besides the fact that women have smaller bones, why else do we have a greater chance of getting osteoporosis? Well, after you hit menopause, that's when osteoporosis is going to hit you more, because your estrogen levels, they're going down. That's what you need to keep your bones nice and strong. So after you hit menopause, sorry hon, your bone mass starts to go down a little bit faster. Well, is there any signs and symptoms? Like, how am I going to know if I have osteoporosis? Well, Megan, they don't call osteoporosis silent thief for nothing. There aren't really any signs and symptoms. Because, well, you never really know you got it until you kind of, like, you walk along, trip, and you fall, and it's not even that bad of a fall, and you fracture your wrist, or you cough, and oh, there you go, you fracture a vertebrae. Kind of just, you got it when you get a little fracture from doing something that's not really a big deal, Yeah. Kind of sucks. But once you kind of know you got it, you can get some back pain, you get like this nasty huge hump on your back called Dowger's hump. It's not very attractive if you ask me. And yeah, that's about it. Pretty crappy. Well, that was informational. Alright, now we're going to go live with a healthcare assistant to see what we can do to help avoid, say, falls or anything like that to help with our osteoporosis. Well, the major consideration for osteoporosis is that we want to prevent falls, because if they fall, well, they're like obviously going to like fracture something just because their bones are so weak. And the ways that we can do that, we can like make sure that they've got their hip protectors on. You have to do their transfers properly. Like say there's a Sabina lift, you can't one person pivot them, because that's guaranteed to fall pretty much. And then so definitely do the right kind of transfer. You want to put a floor mat down just in case, because like there are some people do not always follow the rules, so that'll help a little bit. You want to make sure that you give them their proper footing, because you don't want them slipping. That's no. That's not good. What else can we do? Well, if they have like a cane or a walker or a wheelchair, well, obviously you want to put them in their wheelchair if they got a wheelchair. Well, it'd be good if you didn't. Like, what are they gonna do? They're just gonna fall then. Not good. But, you want to provide gentle care. You don't want to just, like, toss them over in the bed. But, obviously, you're not going to do that for anyone. So, common sense. That's more about, like, the protection and safety. Also, if they could be a little bit immobile because they're not, like, they're a little afraid to get their bone. They don't want any fractures. So, they could be immobile. They could have some skin breakdowns. You want to move them, position them constantly. And yeah, like that for... Okay, so for like the other needs, there's like for their sensory stimulation, because they could kind of be immobile. If they're afraid to hurt their bones and stuff, they might just stay in bed all the time. So for sensory stimulation, we really want to get some books, some like crosswords or word searches, kind of see what they like to do and get that, or maybe just do some one-on-one activity. Like I can go in and I can talk with them, maybe play a card game, just go and see what they like. Like that's a good idea. And then for elimination, again, if they are immobile, they could get constipated, so we really want to encourage the fiber and the fluids. So that's good, just encourage. For nutrition, they're going to have frail bones, so we want to get food that's going to help make their bones stronger. So a lot of that, we want to get a lot of calcium and vitamin D. Even now, like, you might not have osteoporosis, you might still be young, you might be old, I don't know. But you want to get that calcium and those vitamin Ds now. Just, it's a good idea. Good idea. And for like rest and activity, you want to encourage to go to activities. That's a big one. Just encourage. Do it. I do it. You gotta do it. If they don't want to go, let's again try the one-on-one. You get double sensory stimulation and activity there. Bonus. For their rest, they could be in pain, so we want to reposition them often. We talked about that with the skin breakdown. It's also part of the life fulfillment. They're going to be in pain, so we do want to get them going. Also with the life fulfillment, with the pain, is we don't want to get them up until we want to make sure that they've had their pain medication. Because if they haven't had their pain medication and you're getting them up, it's going to be a lot more painful. So maybe talk to the nurse, figure out like, half an hour after they've got it, so that it's sunken in and their body's not going to feel the pain as much. It's a good idea. For oxygen, osteoporosis doesn't really affect someone's need for oxygen. So, don't even gotta worry about that. No worries. None at all. But if we go back to the activities, so again, encourages a lot. And also like encourage independence. Like these people, they can still wash their arms. They can, they can wash. Don't do it for them. Just get them to do it. And that's about it for the major considerations. We just really need to focus on the preventing falls, because fractures that's the main thing that we need to prevent. Main thing with someone with osteoporosis. Yeah, main thing. And there you have it. For more information about osteoporosis, visit www.osteoporosis.ca.